I got to play the longer Carville clip. It's better than the short one we played. Here he is on some podcast somewhere, ranting, raving, and yelling at young voters, because I'm sure they'll respond very favorably to being cursed out by boomer James Carville.
Are you kidding me? Is this the United States of America? Is this the nation that was founded on the principle that no person is above the law? And then you tell these young people, if you don't get involved right now in this election, they're going to be involved in your life for the rest of your freaking life. And if Trump and Roberts and Alito and Gorsuch and Thomas and Leonard Leo and the Heritage Foundation, if they get a hold, there will be no government left. There will be no rights left. You'll live under theocracy. You'll end up with Christian nationalism. But that's all right, you little 26-year-old. You don't feel like the election's important to me. They're not addressing the issues that I care about.
Uh-oh. The serpent head is mad. He is on fire. Here was a tweet from Bill Ackman. Bill Ackman's a Harvard alumni. He's been taking on Harvard over DEI and the pro-Hamas demonstrations and all that, and he's amassed quite a following on social media. Here's what he wrote over the weekend. The biggest mistake Democrats have made is supporting Biden for a second term. By supporting Biden, they've given him false confidence that he can win the race. As a result, he didn't step aside and allow better and younger candidates to emerge. Now, as polls increasingly indicate that Trump will win by a large margin, it is likely too late for an alternative Democrat to emerge. And I suspect the polls understate Trump's margin, as I believe many are not willing to admit that they intend to vote for Trump. Handing the election to Trump will be Biden's legacy. Now, the only part of that I disagree with is that it's too late. It's not too late. Wait and see. The Democrats are capable of anything. And with that kind of panic coming from people like Carville, you don't think they'd all sit around and say, listen, Mr. President, you got to step aside for health reasons? Everybody, I mean, we got you surrounded by aides walking across the White House lawn because you look so old and feeble. We know what, bad condition you're in. You got to step down for the good of the country. You got to save the country and step aside. And then, of course, we come to Gavin Newsom, because that's the guy I always suspected they would pick. But my pal Mark Davis reminds me they're not going to throw a black woman, to the curb, under the bus like this. They're not going to abandon Kamala Harris without somebody like Michelle Obama. And Michelle Obama gives Barack Obama another term. And you don't think the Democrats aren't chomping at the bit at the chance for that? You wait and see. You wait and see. Mark my words. The polls are sealing the deal. It won't be Joe Biden on November 5th. Cody's in Salem, Oregon. 24 past the hour. We've got an open phone line. Shockingly, I'm surprised our lines aren't jammed right now. Fill them up. 800-655-MIKE. Give me your reaction to all of this. 800-655-6453. Hey, Cody, how you doing?
Hi, Mike. How are you?
I'm good. I appreciate your call, even though I hear you don't always agree with me. That's the rumor.
I don't really ever agree with you or any Republicans for that matter. But
Ever?
I want to have a conversation here and be polite.
Sure.
And,
fair.
I just get really, okay, first I want to say that there are a whole group of us out here that are not as political as many of you on air.
Sure.
Do we just live in a normal world with normal things? And we are so freaking tired of all of the bull crap. Oops.
Yep, that's okay. No, so this is ironic, Cody, because and I appreciate the spirit of having a good, spirited but fair and civil debate. You're calling from Oregon. You want normalcy. Have you walked through Portland lately?
I have. I live in Salem. I work for the state government, and I go to Portland regularly.
How are things in Portland?
It's not as bad as the news makes it out to be, and it's not as great as the other side makes it out to be.
But it's going pretty well? I mean, any crime in Portland?
Yeah, there's crime everywhere. I mean, You know, everything. You have the same problems here as you do anywhere else.
No, you
know?
don't. No, that's not true. I mean, Cody, I say this with respect, and I'm not trying to insult you. I've been to Portland as well. It's a hellscape. You know it, and I know it, and I urge you to go to St. Petersburg, Florida, or go to Keller, Texas, or go to Oklahoma City. No, Cody, what you guys got going on in Oregon is unrecognizable to most of the country that are run by Republicans.
Well, I've seen cities like, like Jacksonville and other places in Florida, and they're going through their own problems with insurance prices.
You're right. Oh, you're right. Oh, you're right.
And homelessness.
I'm not talking about insurance prices or mortgages. Or interest rates. I'm talking about the fear, the terror of walking out into and getting mugged by a bunch of Neanderthals who are roaming the streets of places like Portland and New York City and Los Angeles and Oakland. I mean, come on, Cody. Your party's policies aren't working, Cody. They're just not.
But your party's policies aren't working either, Mike.
Again, go to a Republican-run city.
We go to Boise on a regular basis.
And you think Boise is like Portland?
No, I mean, Portland is a big city. Portland has a crappy mayor.
Is the mayor a Democrat or a Republican?
I believe he's a Democrat now, but I believe when he was treasurer, he was a Republican.
I mean, yeah, your Democrat mayor has led to a crappy city. Do you hear yourself?
I do hear myself.
I mean, your policies. How about the border? What about the border? Are Democrats doing a good job on securing the border?
Well, Congress needs to pass legislation. That's the issue.
They don't want to. Democrats don't want to pass Democrats don't want to pass legislation to seal the border. You know that, Cody. You know that.
The border only seems to be an issue like the day after a Democrat is elected president or takes office, and then all of a sudden it's the border.
Tell that to a border city. Go to McAllen, Texas. They're suffering, Cody. Your party's policies are harming this country badly. And here's the problem. The polls are reflecting it. People are fed up. They're tired, Cody.
That's why I called in, though, is the polls every single time there's an election. It's always, the polls, a red wave, it's going to happen. And the polls are never right. Who's getting polled? I have never been polled.
Well, you are certainly right about 2022. Thanks to Roe v. Wade being overturned, the red wave didn't happen. Guess what? That ship has sailed. You guys are in trouble, Cody. I appreciate the exchange, though. Sorry we disagree. I'm glad you're listening.